All right, we're gonna go over some exercises in standing for lumbar and spinal strengthening. So you wanna get a piece of band, and this is just a low to medium level exercise. So you don't need the heaviest strand of band. So what you're gonna do here, we're gonna do a couple different things. So if you've got the band and you're in the opposite direction of it. So what we want to work on is some rotation and just trying some low level rotational movement. And what we're doing here is, your feet are in the same position. And so your pelvis and your trunk are going to move in the same direction. So you're just going to have a little light resistance. And when you go to turn, you want to have a little bend in the knees. So some squats, so you're getting your hips and those muscles engaged. Okay, so the trunk and the pelvis are going in the same direction. Okay, so they're going together. So essentially, your spine is kind of moving. It's more protected than going in the opposite direction, which happens during running. But right now, we're just going to work on some low-level strengthening. Okay, so you're going to work on that. Just again, a little bit of squat. Do maybe 10 or so, okay? Then just like this, turn around and go ahead and do the other side, okay? Maybe 10, 15 reps. Then you're gonna come back and now we're gonna change it up a little bit. So we wanna have a change in our foot position. So put one foot in the front of the other. I'm gonna start with my right foot first. Doesn't matter because we're gonna try both. And all we're doing is just some experimenting here. So you're gonna have the right foot completely flat. Left foot is gonna be toe touch, so up like this. And so we're gonna do the same thing, and all we're doing is changing the position of the legs, adding a little bit more hip and glute on this front leg here. Okay, so you'll do about 10 or so there, and don't get focused on the number of repetitions, focus on how it's feeling. So then switch your foot position, okay? And then come this way. So it's gonna feel a little different. These are not bad things because again, we should be changing it up and going in a bunch of different directions, okay? So you're just getting your body used to doing some different movements again, okay? So next side here, start with right foot. So coming this way, working on standing rotation. Okay, working that through there. Switch your foot position. Again, get that rotate with a little bit of a squat in there. All right. Then what we can do is another way to work on stabilization. It's very boring, but that's okay. You're gonna go on one leg. And so you're having to do the balance and then just with the band, again, doesn't matter which foot because we're gonna do both. Do about 10 repetitions or so, and we're gonna go, just think of this in 4 different directions. So right now we're going backward. Next, you're gonna do a quarter turn, and you're keeping your body totally still. That's the stabilization part, and you're having to keep your balance and stability. This actually is working your core, okay? Going this way here, out to the side. Now I'm gonna turn. All 4 directions on one leg first. So we're going now forward. Okay, do about 10 or so there. Then coming to the last direction, and for me it's gonna be coming across. Okay, so you got your balance there. I'm looking down at my foot, but you wanna just stand up nice and tall, see how it feels. Then switch to the other side. Stand and balance here, pull back. Get about 10, 15 reps to where you're really feeling that core having to turn on and keep you stabilized. Quarter turn, doesn't matter which way, because we're doing all of them. Oh boy, good shoulder work. This is my non-dominant side, so it definitely needs it. Okay, so this one I'm going out. Now I'm gonna come forward, and you should feel that throughout the leg and the hip and the glutes, turning all those muscles on in the shoulder. And again, working those core muscles there. And then the last direction, 4th one here, coming across, working on balance and stability. And so what you're doing there by stabilizing the core and moving the arm, you're keeping this nice and stable. And that's what we're teaching those core muscles. You know, we don't want them to be sloppy, let your hip drop or anything like that. Everything is just good, solid posture while doing the strengthening. It's the same with core strengthening. On the ground, doing a plank exercise, preferably a side plank, where you're holding the position, but then you're doing a leg lift, which again, you're really focusing on stability through the core. So keep these up. They shouldn't be, you're not going to be drenched in sweat. These are designed to work on low to mid-level strengthening that's not super aggressive, so that you can work on progressing to those higher level activities. All right, give it a try. Let me know how it goes.